Hi there, this is Mikael Wallstedt at PocketMobile. This is a shorter version of my presentation that I did at the Leaders in Logistics event in the end of March 2019. This presentation is about three things. First of all, about how our lives becomes more and more instant for every day. Secondly, we're going to look at how this has an impact on today's logistics industry. And thirdly, I wanted to share ideas and experience about what we actually can do about it. So I think we all are aware about how things in our society becomes more and more instant and immediate, and that we do tend to live our lives in more real-time world. Some typical behavior of this is, of course, that you do more or less check updates on Facebook, on LinkedIn very oftenly. You do watch on-demand movies on Netflix rather than on live television. You might be checking on a job rather on LinkedIn rather than in the newspaper. And of course, moving back to the logistics industry, what we do see is the increased demand for same day and instant deliveries. Is this serious? Does it matter? Yes, it does. I'll give you another example of how the world is moving forward. If you look on the average employment time at Google and Apple, the average employment time today at Apple is 20 months, while people are staying only 12 months in average at Google. So there's a very fast turnaround time. Another more important background to this is, of course, the digitalization trend that has been ongoing since the post-World War in 1945 and is still just continuing. In 1969, NASA landed on the moon. Big step? I would say so. However, today, my watch has more than 1 million times computer power what NASA had in 1969. Theoretically, it means I could actually do 1 million moon landing just with my watch. Now, when it comes to the millennials, people that are born 1980s or later, they are brought up in this computer world. They don't really know anything else, and growing up with digitalization means that they have adopted to certain behavior as well. For example, we do see behaviors, if we generalize, that they are not that loyal. They get bored much faster, and things shouldn't take too long time. And of course, when it comes to their deliveries, they want them right here, right now. Okay, so we do know that the world becomes more and more disruptive and instant, and that's fine. However, what does it mean in terms of logistics and logistics industry? Do these have an effect? So when looking at statistics that MetaPack has done in their consumer survey 2018, they actually see that 1 out of 3 shoppers have made changes to their delivery preferences after their order has been dispatched. And furthermore, 48% would have done it if they had the option. So it means that people do want to change a lot, and that we do see effect of this disruptive behavior also within the logistic industry. Now, how does this matter in practice? If we look a little bit further onto the last mile delivery, and we know it becomes more and more unpredictable, and it will contain more and more last minute changes. So let's look at an example to illustrate. Let's say I'm a driver, I have loaded my van, I have my route plan for today, I do have different stops, I have SLAs with different ETA times, slots and so on, and I have communicated this to my receiver. Life is good. But what? The things starting to change. One want to change date, another want to change delivery time slots, and a third one want me to deliver on the backside. These are a lot of changes, and it does have an impact. Okay, the result is quite obvious. My route is totally screwed. And the underlying reason is quite clear. I mean, most part of logistic industry is really built for efficiency and not flexibility. This dilemma is of course not unique for logistics industry. I mean, this is something about between efficiency and flexibility. It actually roots back to things like Taylorism, scientific management, and like Henry Ford used to say, you can choose any color as long as it is black. Most of the logistic industry is based on the hub and spoke way and efficient utilization of assets like drivers and vehicles and warehouses and those things. Now, what can I do about it? Of course, it's possible to do a structural move from hub to spoke to point delivery, but that's not really economical and it's really not defendable as we want to use the production very efficiency. It may work in the future when we have drones, robots, and other technologies, but not with existing production systems. So consequences of these last minute changes is that it's going to cost me extra time. I probably won't be able to fulfill my SLAs and ETAs, and I'm certainly not going to be able to fulfill the customer's requirements to give a good customer experience. So this situation is not just as bad, it's both good and bad. I mean, it's really good for the forward-leaning operators that has the tool to fulfill this type of requirements. So it means new business opportunities for some, while of course for others that cannot change that easily, it also means significant threats. The big question is of course now what we can do about it. Well, if we do sit on an existing production machine, we cannot that easily change. And if we do have an established logistic company, we do have our key assets that could be drivers, depots, and of course processes. However, there is a very, very good opportunity to leverage timely data and accurate information. This is of course quite logic. I mean, if I'm a driver and if I do have all the correct information and instructions what about to do, things will become much, much easier for me again. Life becomes good again. So, for example, I'm thinking about giving the driver timely information about redirections, giving the driver information about what to do in a certain situation. Guided worker may prevent him from leaving the site too early if he's not ready. In order to create the most optimal route, he must use accurate map data. This is not just map over official roads, this could also be maps over facility plans, map and instructions to deliver goods at a certain dock at a factory plant. And this could also be about video instructions to push out new working instructions using video. There's a lot we can do with accurate data and information. So here are a few real live examples where PocketMobile and Trimble Maps has been involved to help these logistic companies with innovative data solutions. The first one is a cash in transit company. They deliver valuable goods such as physical money, but also in some countries gold. They explained to me that quite often it happens that when a driver may be on his way to replenishment of an ATM machine with new fresh money, they need to call him and tell him that to go in a completely different direction. Don't go to the ATM machine at E Street. Go to the Sarah shop at Hinge Street. They do have a sale there today. They do need the money. So you can understand that this is of course very important to have accurate data and information about where the money should go. The second case is a forward-leaning innovative postal company in Europe that has tested innovative delivery services of food. So you do order something online, a food, and within 2 hours you get it delivered at your home with a 15 minutes ETA time window slot. This type of advanced urban delivery is definitely not possible without the accurate data and timely information. Third case is a courier that we've been working with for a long time and has successfully using authority to leave in redirection to parcel shop. So when I'm at home and expecting my deliveries, I can actually tell the courier to deliver them at the neighbor. I can give them authority to leave on the backside, or I can actually redirect them to the parcel shop. So these are 3 real cases where we have been able to leverage and benefit data, information, and instructions. So finally, before we go, I wanted to give you a quick summary of what we've been speaking about. The first one is that more and more things become digitalized in our society, and that the consequence has been a more rather disruptive and changing behavior. This is, and in many places has big effects on the logistic industry, and that means that we do need to enhance our production system to be able to meet this type of flexibility requirements. However, this could be really good opportunities to leverage data and information and instructions to mitigate and to be able to give really what the market what it wants. We are here and we are ready to help, and we would love to speak to you more about these topics. Thank you.